Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, and I wanted to begin this morning by reading from the Gospel of Matthew, a story that begins, "Lord, if it's you," Peter replied, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. I've been thinking a lot about how we are going to reorder our lives once more, moving back out into the world, readjusting to work, welcoming people back into our lives that we haven't seen for a long time. And it's going to create a lot of chaos. Now, we may have thought the past 6 weeks have been chaotic, and they have been, but I think what we're moving into is going to be another kind of chaos, and we should be ready for it. And this story about Peter and the other disciples finding themselves in a storm on the sea, thinking they might perish, crying out to God for help, I think is a good metaphor of where many of us may find ourselves today. The good news is that when Peter saw the Lord and cried out for help, Jesus asked him to come to him. And when Peter did, he found out that he could actually walk on water and began to move toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, it says he began to have fear and he began to sink. I think for me, anyway, I need to put myself into the grace and the comfort of God's arms several times during the day. Several times I have to call out, "Lord, save me, help me, direct me in what I am supposed to do next." And I find that when I can do that, the wind dies down a little bit and my direction is clear. There's another story about Jesus helping his disciples in a time of storm, when Jesus is actually with them in the boat and a great storm comes up, and it turns out that Jesus is sleeping in the front of the boat, and they have to go wake him up and say, "Lord, don't you care that we are about to perish?" And immediately Jesus says, "I will help you," and goes and rebukes the storm and the winds die down. Another lesson here is that God is always with us. We just have to recognize that and ask for help. And so as we move into a Tuesday morning of this new week, let us remember that all of this is not up to us alone. That not only can we rely upon one another, we can ultimately always rely upon God to walk with us, to be with us at all times, and to help us whenever we ask. Will you pray with me, please? Holy and all-loving God, draw me closer to you, that I may better know and do thy will. Amen.